Hello and good day, good afternoon, wherever you are, man. It's been a while and I'm glad you guys are back. Today, lovely day, a little windy, so hopefully the mic isn't picking too much up. I've got a break in the roosters for the moment, so we're going to be good there. Hey, I'm coming to Florida in the next day or two, so reach out to me. If you get a hold of me, I'm going to be in South Florida over the next few days, so we're doing a couple little meetups. What else? Oh, puppies. I've got 9 puppies. They're unbelievably cute and cool and wonderful and smart, and they're great dogs. And I know both their parents because I raised both their parents from puppy. So, and if you want one of those and you can show me a reason why your property is a good place for these dogs, I can make arrangements to meet you, get the puppy to you, whatever it might be. Anyway, enough about that. I'm going to do some videos just like this with the puppies. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that. Okay, today I'm going to talk about, I watched a video over the 4th of July. Well, it was just the other day, since the 4th of July. And it's so frustrating when I hear other people that don't know anything about XRP talk about XRP. And they made so many terrible points that I just got to go over a couple of these with them. They're like, well, I don't, and this is a really smart channel. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm not going to say who he was, but I'm just going to say he's out of Northern California and he's really sharp, and I love his charts and his graphs, and he does a lot for the crypto community, and he's a brilliant man. I just don't think he's done any homework. He hasn't opened the book. You know what I mean? He hasn't even, the dog ate the homework. He just hasn't looked into it. Or the criteria in which he looks into, XRP ranks somewhat low in his categories. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's not the only one. There's so many of them out there. They just don't get it. But when I started writing down, I wrote down a list of things that like, hey, I want to email him all this. I wish I knew the guy. I don't know him. But anyway, I want to talk about, did you guys hear, occasionally a guy gets one right? There was, Hester Pierce came out the other day and she's talking about, oh yeah, we're going to do in-kind coming soon. How long is, I don't know, this guy and my dog been talking about that? I don't know, a year or two in-kind? And it's going to come, and it's going to happen. I'm really excited about that. I was really, when I heard that, I was like, yes. I just love Hester. She is the real deal. I really, or Hester, can't be Hester. It's got to be Hester Pierce. Hester. You know who I'm talking about. The cool chick at the SEC. Yeah, anyway. And if any of you know her, have her get a hold of me, would you? That'd be fun. I got Ruby here in my lap, so that's Grandma. She's the grandma of the whole gang. This show is too smart to sound this stupid. He had 2 guests on that were brilliant guys, great analysts, and one guy is a great technical analysis guy, and they know everything there is to know about Solana and all these other coins, and you're like, and you don't know anything about XRP? How is that even humanly possible that you don't know anything? Then again, I know a bunch of XRP people that don't know the first thing about Bitcoin. So I get it. I do kind of understand it, but like, you're a Solana guy, you should know who the competitors to Solana are, and XRP definitely is that competitor. And if you're looking around the corner and looking down upon XRP, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be looking up at them. That's this man's opinion. I think they do different things. If you watch my show a couple of weeks ago, that's what I talked about. I really believe that one's going to be more about the trading platform and transactional. XRP covers everything. It's going to be everything. Let's just look at Hidden Road. Done a few shows about Hidden Road. What was it, 3.2 trillion or whatever they did in business last year? You got to remember, that's last year's number without a regime that actually likes crypto. That number's got to be 5 trillion this year in crypto. And I think the end of this year, these last 5 to 6 months here, 4 to 5 months, whatever it is we have left, is just going to be, I don't know that it's going to be the blow off top and go parabolic, but I know numbers are going to be higher than it is now. I mean, if you just look at the new big bill, you look at the money spending that's coming our way, look at the M2 money supply, all that stuff that we go over a time and time again. All of those combined with this one little fact. How can you not, if you don't, okay, you call yourself a crypto channel, but you can't even tell me what in the top 10 coins, who's been the best performer price-wise. Sure, Solana's at an all-time high right now. Okay, who else? It's XRP. Since the election, there's nobody else in the top 10 that's done better. That's why. How is it you have a show and you try to talk objectively about 10 different coins on your show and you can't be objective about XRP? Why have you not done that research? It's very frustrating to me. Trust me, I've had to go back to the drawing board and learn about Solana because I had a prejudice towards it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that it was crashing all the time. Now that I understand more about what they're doing, now that I understand that they actually have two forms of security and they're actually running on two completely different codes now to make sure if one code fails, the other one is successful. It'll catch the fail of the previous. That tells me Solana is probably never going to fail again, ever. That's key because it's ridiculously fast. Anyway, it's not a Solana commercial. If you look into all the things that XRP and Ripple have done together, what is it, Mateo or whatever, that custody, I think it was a German company that they bought, I don't know, 2 years ago now, right? Just for crypto custody. They're becoming a bank. They're working with SBI in Japan, and Japan's really, their bond market's really in a mess right now. All the bond markets are. I'm going to tell you a little story here too in a minute about over the weekend. It was pretty good. I actually found a good way to teach somebody about crypto. I'm going to share that with you here in a minute. So if you're looking at the number 3 coin, okay, sorry, I wrote down some notes here. Believe it or not, ETF's coming. Hello, ETF's coming. Okay, so Solana. So why are they only giving it to the 2 or 3 coins? Why is that one included into your group of coins that is getting an ETF and you don't know anything about the coin or why it is? The hilarious part about the show was all 3 of the people in the show came to the same conclusion. Well, it's a bunch of misguided XRP army citizens that don't know what we know, and we're so smart about crypto, and those people don't know anything, and we'll just chalk it up to essentially it's like, I don't know, a fart coin, and it's a meme. Basically, it's a meme. It's something that's been around for a long time, and they have this great social following, and that's really all the fundamentals there are to it. Yeah, and they slap each other on the back, and then they go on to the next story. That's a very, very big mistake on your part. This coin, I know, we only got whatever it was, 2%, 4%, 5% on Trump's coming out with a index, and it's 70% Bitcoin. And I know XRP was kind of a small percentage in there. That's only one index. But let's remember, it's also in that index. Why was it put in there? Because it's a meme coin? No. Don't get that wrong. Please don't get that wrong. ETFs, over 700 banks. I wrote down, I have 12 things written down here. I can't even read them all to you. Anyway, it's part of the strategic reserve. Okay, I know it's part of the stockpile. It's not the strategic reserve. It's part of the stockpile. It's part of the top 5 coins. It's been chosen by this current administration. Is anything I said ringing a bell with anybody? And I know almost all of you are into XRP. I'm not trying to convince you guys. What I'm trying to say is, how do you explain? How do you roll that through your mind a couple times and try and figure out that very, very intelligent channels and people that have, clearly they have a bias, but why is it they haven't done their homework? Why is it they don't? Because let's face facts, this isn't a popularity contest. These channels are trying to make money, and they're trying to help people make money. And they believe that, I don't know, a coin that's $250 is going to go up more than one that's $2.18. Or, sorry, as we speak, it's $2.30. It's gone up a little bit in the last couple of days. $2.30? I know their market share is different. I get it. I understand that. But pretty sure the last time I looked at that chart, Solana's behind XRP on the chart. What are you looking at? It's unbelievable. I struggle with it. Do I think Solana is brilliant technology? I do. I think it's going to be brilliant. They're apples and oranges. They really don't compete against each other. I want to get into that for a minute. I had a great conversation with somebody, and they were trying to tell me how important real estate is and how real estate's going to be this and all that. And he's a real estate tycoon, and he made his billions. He's a billionaire. Made all of his billions of dollars on real estate, and he's laughing at me when I start to tell him that you're going to want crypto over the next 10 years more than real estate. And he's laughing in my face, and I know I'm used to it and whatnot. But this is kind of what I said to him. And this is a good way for you to explain crypto to a lot of your friends. If maybe they don't even know anything about crypto. Maybe they know a little bit about crypto, or they're tired of hearing about crypto, or whatever it might be. Just ask them like this. And this is what I said to him. I want you to stop looking at crypto as if it's an investment. I want you to look at it as possibly an opportunity, a technological advancement of man. Okay, all of those are kind of, the three of those are all the same category, correct? They're all kind of the same thing. Here's the way I approached him. I said, okay, with the kind of money you make, there's no way you spend as much money every month as you earn, correct? Well, yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's say you and I, let's say you spend $5,000 a month and you make $6,000 a month, okay? And you have an extra $1,000 a month. My question to you, Mr. Billionaire, and you can ask this to your friends at the barbecue or whatever, what are you doing with that money? Where are you placing that money? You're not telling them to invest. You're not telling them what to buy. You're not telling them any of that. I simply hit him with, there's the rooster. So I'm simply hitting him with, what are you doing with cash that's extra at the end of the month? What are you doing with that? I don't care if it's $100 or $1,000, or in his case, probably $100,000. At the end of the month, what are you doing with it? And if their answer starts with a B and ends with an ank, it's wrong. That's the wrong answer. And he knew that. He knew that as soon as I asked him the question. Because inflation is crippling people. In particular, anybody below his ways and means, which is beyond, ridiculous how much money they earn. If you only have $1,000 or $100 extra every month, and you're leaving it in money, or you're leaving it in currency, or you're leaving it in US dollars, unless you're one of those countries that has high inflation rate and you live there and you can actually put it in a stable coin, then I would say, yeah, that's probably, you're doing better than your neighbors in your country, but you're not doing better against money and the printing machine that is going ballistic right now and is about to go crazy. I think, gosh, what did I hear the other day? $3.7 trillion over the next 8 years. No, over the next 4 years, more than we bring in. It's like $1 trillion a year over. I know we're hoping for the economy. We're hoping for a spurt in the economy. And I believe we're going to get some of that. I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see a lot more I had this conversation with my son. Sorry, I'm changing the channel on here, but so many people remarked on it, and I really got to cover this. I got a lot of flack from a lot of young people about, well, those Social Security people, they shouldn't get a tax break. You know, they can afford it, and they've already made all their money, and you know they should help the younger people. I heard a lot of that, and then I heard a lot from the people that are on Social Security. My question is this: who is the sorry SOB who walked to work one day and said, "I've got it. I've got it, Congress. We are going to pass a bill to tax all the waitresses' tips." Yeah, brilliant. Who are those people? Who are the sad sacks that actually thought that was a great idea? Because I don't know about you. Yeah, those waitresses I know are just living high on the hog. You know, of course, we need to tax them. Look what they're getting away with. You know, with the 3 kids and no husband, and they're cleaning up. You know what I'm saying. And then he comes to work the following day and he says, "Hey, you know what? I got another idea. That one was really good. Okay, we'll get all those people, all those waiters and waitresses. They don't need all that extra money. Let's just go ahead and tax those tips too. I got a better idea. Let's tax people on their Social Security check after they've paid taxes their entire life. And in fact, they paid taxes on the check that actually put the SSI into the account for Social Security 40 years ago, and our government's had 40 years to try and make a dollar off of the dollars that they took from these people 40 years ago and pissed it all away. But when we give them their money back, let's tax it again." How do they sleep at night? Who are these people? And how did it come to be that you elected them? It's beyond me. How did that pass? How did anybody think that was a great idea? It's absurd. That goes along with the one that I told a long time ago and people didn't believe me, but go ahead and look it up. You know, I don't know what year it was, but about 5, 6, 8, gosh, longer than that now, 8, 10 years ago, there was, a couple of pigs over there wrestling it out. There was a vote that came into our Congress, and it happened the same morning of the bombing of the Boston Marathon. And I've told this story before, and you can look it up. It's a fact. See, about 3 years prior to that, they had decided they were getting too much heat because, you know, Miss Pelosi was getting way too many calls right on her investments. So they had decided, hey, that looks really bad. We shouldn't be able to just go ahead and invest in whatever we want because, you know, I don't know, Northrop or whoever's going to build a new rocket, and we happen to know the little company that's going to make all the money building it because, you know, and we're going to invest in that. We just clean up and we make so much money. That's insider trading. We should probably eliminate that. They did on a big, they told everybody in the world, and we're the good guys. We're the politicians. Look what we're doing. See, we're honest and good folk. That morning, look it up, 9 a.m. in the morning, right before the race, there was a unanimous vote to overturn that bill so that they get to insider trade again. Yeah, look that one up. Anyway, don't get me started. I'll get all wound up about this stuff. I just want to talk again real quick about if you don't know this, if you don't know that Ripple has bought, they've created RLUSD. They've created a custodian. They are becoming a bank. They purchased a crypto-friendly brokerage that is $3.2 trillion. They have over 700 banks nationwide already signed on, ready to go. They are, they are not, Ripple is, not XRP yet, ISO 20022 compliant, okay? If you don't know those facts and you're telling me that XRP is a meme coin, I'm just going to go ahead and call your channel a meme channel. At least I'm going to go with that. You're a meme channel. I mean, unless I'm just completely out of my tree here with this whole thing. Maybe I'm the guy. Maybe I'm the guy that gets this one wrong. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's already blindsided a lot of people. One last point, and this one's big, because a lot of people haven't grasped this, even XRP people. I haven't heard them talk about it, and it's vital. We have to remember what Jay Powell has done with interest rates. They've been crushing interest rates and the money flow throughout the banks. Lending's down, home buying's down, car buying's down, everything's down. Everything but a total recession. Dollar value's down, everything down, right? Over the last year or two. They've done everything they could to crush inflation. Okay? And I want you to wrap your head around this little fact. XRP reached its all-time high. I know that it's within 10 cents on some exchanges. I want you to wrap your head around the few coins that pulled that off. Ethereum didn't do that. Let's see who did. Oh, I don't know. Bitcoin did. Solana did. Well, Solana just did now, but still counts. XRP did. Tron did. I want you to think about that. Cardano didn't. Love Cardano. If you haven't seen that Charles Hoskinson interview, 5-hour interview, I haven't watched all of it yet. Unbelievable. He did with Sean, the Navy SEAL guy. Sean Ryan, I believe. Unbelievable interview. When you listen to that man speak for a couple of hours, I don't care what you thought of him before. That man is why I love crypto. He's on our side. So I want you to think about that. We reached an all-time high when there was no liquidity in the market, when Jay Powell was crushing the interest rates, and when they weren't QE printing, and the M2 money, global money supply was down. And then I want you to remember what I said last Sunday. The number one most correlated asset to money printer is crypto. Number one. Nothing's even close. It's over 80% correlated to when they print money, crypto go up. Have they been printing money? No. Have they been lowering interest rates? No. That's a fact that anybody who doesn't understand XRP cannot deny. We reached within an all-time high when the money printer and the economic conditions were terrible for crypto to go up. And I want you to remember this fact. Gold only goes up about 60% correlated to the money printer. Housing is about 30%. Crypto is well over 80%. That, my friends, should tell you everything that you need to invest in. It also should tell you that the extra $100 or $1,000 you might make every month, you might not want to put it in the bank, because they're going to print a lot more of those things you got in the bank. One man's opinion, and I get a lot of things wrong. I'm leaving first thing in the morning. I'm leaving 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'm headed for Florida, and I can't wait to see a bunch of you guys out there. I'm going to do an interview tomorrow night with a man by the name of Ron Wood, and he's, I think you guys are all going to enjoy it. He and I are going to do a little impromptu sit down, ask a bunch of questions, and it's going to be my Thursday night Trust Your Exit Plan program. Evidently, he's got a squirrel trapped up under that shed, so I better get going before it gets really loud. Just remember, I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon, tomorrow night. I'm out. Oh, I get it. I'm the idiot. Damn it. Again. I'm the sucker who bought XRP. Damn it. I bought the wrong coin again. How did I do this? What's the matter with me? Why do I always pick the dogs? There it is. Last place horse again. No, that's not what's going to happen here. We're about to crush this, folks. Love you.